Hello, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week at Everything You Need to Know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock, with news that international public policy officials are out in force this morning warning of downside risks. These concerns were reinforced by data out of China late yesterday. Chinese exports have seen their sharpest drop in almost 7 years. Some of this decline can be attributed to the lack of business activity during the Chinese New Year holiday, but the numbers still point to persistently weak demand. Exports dropped very sharply by more than 20% from the same month a year earlier, while imports fell more than 8% on the same basis. Their trade surplus halved in January and is half what it was the same month a year ago. But don't overlook that in 2015, the Chinese New Year holiday was a few weeks later, and the March 2015 trade surplus shrank much more than it did in February this year. And Japan has reported a shrinking economy, down less than the first expected, but lower by 1.1% in the December quarter, the second quarterly decline in the last 3. So risks to the international economy are very much on the minds of regulators and public policy makers today. The Australian Treasury has warned of them overnight. It says that risks have intensified in the past few months amid wild fluctuations on financial markets. They say volatility on international stock markets was likely to continue in a lower growth, lower inflation world economy, where risks have tilted to the downside. The OECD has called for broad-based reform plans that incorporate monetary, fiscal and structural policies to stimulate persistently weak demand. And the IMF added its voice to these concerns, also calling for bold reforms. These concerns contrast sharply with what we see going on in New Zealand, although no doubt the RBNZ will be talking about them in its monetary policy statement this time tomorrow. And none of these concerns are showing up in the air traffic either. Yesterday we reported a good start to 2016 from air freight volumes, and today IATA is reporting a strong start to the year for passenger traffic. In New York, the benchmark US Treasury 10-year yield has had a steep drop in midday trading today and is currently at 1.81%. The oil price is also lower, now at $37 a barrel in the US, while Brent is at $40 a barrel. Kuwait is the latest OPEC producer to reject output cuts. The gold price is higher on the day, up $7 to $1,270 an ounce, and the New Zealand dollar will start today at 67.7 US cents, 90.8 Aussie cents, and at 61.4 euro cents. The TWI is just on 71.9. I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.